So, guys, here we are again, MMA UK News. Stoomboy, as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So, talking about Grapplefest 12. So, Grapplefest 12, going to be Saturday, 21st of May. It's going to be at the usual place, Fusion Nightclub, Fleet Street in Liverpool. Now, anybody that's ever been at a Grapplefest or even watched it on it, like when it was on Flow Grappling or Fight TV, it's an unbelievable venue for grappling or for any kind of combat sports. There's not just grappling there. Obviously, we've seen other events there as well. But certainly when it comes to grappling, because us grapplers, we love being on big shows. And as I said, an event like Grapplefest, just the event itself, the people that are on it, the atmosphere in the venue, everything surrounding it makes Grapplefest definitely, for me, one of the top shows in Europe at the moment, and definitely up there with some of the best shows in the world. And I mean, what Chris Thompson and the guys at Grapplefest have done over the years has been absolutely phenomenal, especially during lockdown. They were still able to try and put shows on and stuff like that, which, do you know what I mean, it kept the grapplers getting competition. It kept them going, which obviously the grapplers are more than thankful for. So yeah, venue, Fusion Nightclub, Fleet Street in Liverpool. Now, ticket availability, some fighters might still have some tickets available. If they don't, then head over to the Grapplefest Facebook page and see if there's any tickets. The tickets do sell out pretty quickly, so you might be lucky to get some tickets. If not, head over to Fight TV and you can get the event on that. It's live on Fight TV. 3 different options: a monthly, an annual, or a pay-per-view option. For me, the best and most cost-efficient is going to be that yearly option. I think it works out about $50, which is about £38, something like that. So make sure that you're watching this one. This is going to be an unbelievable event, as always. So my next guest is going to be on the show that night. So one of my favourite people to watch. As I said, I've been fortunate enough. I got to see him at the last one, Grapplefest 11, but obviously he was on Grapplefest 10 as well, so I managed to catch that one on Flow Grappling. So definitely one of my favourite people to watch, and one of my favourite people to speak to as well. As I said, we've chatted a couple of times now, so always love seeing him and seeing what he's doing and keeping up to date with his progress and so on. So Ashley Wagg, Horizon BJJ, going to be up against Sam Barker of Smooth Flow Academy. So, Ashley, absolute pleasure, as always, buddy.
As always, mate, it's good to be speaking to you again.
Yeah, listen, it's been a crazy 6 months for you. Obviously, the 3 events on Grapplefest. As I said, obviously we had you on Grapplefest 10, Grapplefest 11, and now going to be on again, back-to-back Grapplefest 12.
I know, yeah, it's been a very busy schedule for me. My coaches and stuff are saying, slow down. I'm like, no, I want to keep active, keep pumping them out, and it's how I'll get better. I mean, the progress I've made in like the last I'd say 6 to 8 months has been like crazy. I think there's nothing that can get you better and expose your weaknesses more than competition. So it's always good to be back on, and obviously a show like Grapplefest is mint.
Yeah. Grapplefest, and I've said that is, for me, it's definitely one of the top shows out there. So, I mean, there are other shows, but I mean, there's nothing like a Grapplefest event that I've seen. I mean, it showcases not just some of the top talents. Obviously, we see like the Dante Leons and, jumping over the years, obviously Craig Jones, Lachlan Giles, and so on. So, but obviously, it showcases some of the top talent coming out of the UK at the moment. Not just the UK, but obviously America. We've seen a lot of the young Daisy Fresh team coming over as well. And there's no other show out there that really does that puts on that level of grappling that I can think of.
No, you're right. It's I think Chris said it on the commentary of my first match. They pride themselves on getting these like up and coming like talents and stuff. I mean, Chris knew me from rolling with me at a seminar about 3 years ago. So when I first got the call up, like I put my name forward, and I was shocked really. He was like, "Yeah, we've been keeping an eye on you," sort of thing, and we'll have you on. Yeah. So how they managed to keep tabs on so many up and coming grapplers is crazy, because everyone now wants to be the everyone wants to be like the Daisy Fresh guys, like Gordon Ryan, like them. They want to be that sort of talent. So
yeah,
it's mega impressive what they're able to do.
yeah. I mean, I always talk to Chris like, back and forward, and do you know what I mean? He's always saying, "Oh, I know he was watching ADCC trials, obviously in Poland yesterday. He watches other events, he watches IBJJF events, and he just watches everything. Anytime there's a jiu-jitsu event where there's a live stream, Chris is watching it because these are the guys that he's going to pull up, as you said, the young up-and-coming talents that maybe some people might not have heard of these kids, but Chris knows exactly who they are. Chris knows when they're a white belt, if they're an impressive white belt, right, let's keep tabs on this person all the way up to getting them on Grapplefest.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I told him about one of my main training partners and one of my good friends, Case Janssen Deer. So shout out to Case. We went to Empire together, and it was our first one. Well, some of our first comps in elite division sort of thing, and we both got gold at our weight, and he got gold at the absolutes as well. And he subbed some like really notable guys who have been on Grapplefest a fair few times.
Yeah.
So I put his name forward to Tom. I was like, you need to watch this guy. He's like, I've already been watching him, bro. And I was like, oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Oh no, he does it all the time. Whenever I do the same thing because I remember we were talking about like some Scottish grapplers, and I remember him saying to me, Stuart, send over a list of who you think are the best up and coming grapplers coming out of Scotland. So I think I sent over a list of about 8 or 10 people, and he was like, right, okay, I already know about this guy, and he knew about everybody on the list, and I'm like, wow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so
as you said, that's just Scotland, and then and he's got obviously England, Wales, Ireland, America, obviously now as far as Australia, obviously got Brody Greco coming on as well. So but he's keeping tabs on everybody from all over the world, which I mean is unbelievable. It must be that
be living a busy life in Spain.
Yeah, I was going to say that, man. It must be that weather in Spain means he can just chill and just watch videos all day. And, do you know what I mean? And he must have a whiteboard in the house where he's got names and what people have done. So, but no, fair play to him. Fair play. He's done a brilliant job so far with Grapplefest.
He's Everton's answer to Sean Shelby. That's what he is.
Definitely. And then, what about you then? So obviously, it's been couple of months now since the last Grapplefest. So, I mean, how's everything been going? I know you were out coaching recently as well. Obviously, coaching some of the team. We saw some great pictures of you coaching at the sidelines. So, how's everything been going for you over the last couple of months?
Yeah, it's been good, man. To be honest, I think I mentioned to you last time, we don't have too many like hardcore competitors who are trying to get after it every week and trying to go out and stuff. And there's a lot of anxiety surrounding competition and stuff that people don't like putting themselves through. But obviously I support Dave Leatherby and Rob Nutley with role models. With all the setup and stuff and running and doing the tables and stuff like that. And it's because with it being so local, we try and encourage the guys that are like, if they want their blue belts and stuff, or if they want to get that nudge up to purple belt, you need to sort of see where you're at against other guys rather than just the same guys that you know in the gym. And they did brilliantly. The biggest improvement from like the last time I've seen most of them compete was the fact that they listen and then know the positions. And so when I'm calling for your far side underhook, they go into the right sort of thing, and they're not settling in their position. They're cooking them when they're on top and stuff. And it's all you can ask for, really. As far as like my own sort of training, I haven't really had a lot to go off in regards to Sam Barker. I mean, what he seems to do at competition is he's just good everywhere. So I can't speak highly enough of the lad. I met him at Empire as well, and he won the division below me. So I know I'm up against it this time. I've got a really hard match against me. I know he's got a lot of supporters as well. But obviously, I've seen him escape about 8 different sub attempts against Tad, who's a blue belt world champion. So it's very hard for me to say, I'm going to pick apart this weakness, because Tad's got some amazing jiu-jitsu, and Sam was just able to fight out of it. Like, do you know what I mean? So he seems confident enough that he's going to sub me with an armbar or Kimura, I think he said on someone else's podcast the other day. So, I mean, I've got flexible shoulders and I'm a wriggly bastard. So,
no, definitely. And you talked about him obviously bringing a lot of people. You bring a lot of people as well. We saw that at Grapplefest 11. I mean, you had a lot of people in your corner. So, one thing I noticed, this is just shows you how much of a gentleman Ashley is. So, anybody that's seen Grapplefest 11 know how the matchup ended. It was a horrible ending to the matchup. It was one of these freak accidents that can happen. And obviously, your corner, when everybody knew you'd won, because I mean, nobody knew what had actually happened at the time, because obviously the referee just stopped it. So everybody was standing there, well, what's happened? Is Ashley won? Do you know what I mean, what's going on? So eventually, when your corner knew that you'd won, your corner were all celebrating, as they do. They were all celebrating and things like that. But nobody, again, at that point, had known what had happened to Matt's foot. But you'd came over to your corner and you were like, no, listen, calm down. And that was a couple of pictures we've seen telling your corner, look, do you know what I mean, stop celebrating. Do you know what I mean? We're not celebrating this. And you were really worried. I remember you were talking to you after the match, and do you know what I mean? You were saying, look, you couldn't really celebrate it because of what had happened, even though you got the W. And it just shows what kind of guy you are, because as they, some people, as you know, I mean, we've seen people where they'll have something that's happened, and what they're then doing is they're going away and they're bragging about, I broke this guy's foot and done this and done that, whereas you were the complete opposite. Do you know what I mean? The amount of the thought that you were thinking about Mark, is Mark okay? Is Mark all right? And that just shows the kind of guy you are, the kind of grappler you are, the kind of gentleman you are, that you are more worried about him than thinking about, I've just won this match.
Well, yeah, like, at the end of the day, we're not fighting for our lives here. It's not the UFC. It's a sport that we all love. And Mark was more than a gentleman on the build-up as well. I had no bad blood with him. I seen him. He spoke highly of me on your podcast with him. I've spoke to him before, like over the internet. We was trading little jokes and stuff. Like, there is no bad blood, and you don't want to see that happen to anyone, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, my all of my friends really come from like a football sort of background, where they're all singing stupid songs and singing and dancing, and they don't really understand the sport. And when they saw me get up and the referee stop it, they was going absolutely ballistic, and I was going, cut it out. There was a funny thing though. My granddad was watching on like the stream on Fight TV, and he got up and saw me doing that, and he thought I was saying I'd killed him, like the Undertaker sort of thing. And he was going, "That wasn't very respectful. You should carry yourself better than that." And I was like, I'm not trying to do the right thing here.
Yeah. But it did show us again. Obviously, when your corner were all excited. As I said, nobody knew what had to happen, because obviously the way Mark was lying, he was lying with his back to where all your guys were, so they didn't know. And then obviously once they'd known and you'd came over, and they all kind of stopped, as I said. So they all stopped kind of celebrating, and then obviously the medics and so on were tending to Mark. So. But as I say, it just shows the kind of guy you are, because as you've probably seen it before, where something like that's happened and the other guy's jumping about, screaming and shouting and getting everybody hyped up, whereas you were the complete opposite. Your thoughts were on Mark rather than, I've just won my first fight on Grapplefest. Do you know what I mean? So, and again, speaking to you and obviously your people outside after it, and you were all saying the same thing as well. Do you know what I mean? Saying, look, obviously we're worried about Mark. Hope Mark's okay. And then Mark, fucking an hour later, obviously went to the hospital, and he's back in the venue.
He's an animal.
He's back in the venue on crutches, obviously foot in a cast. Do you know what I mean? Just fucking enjoying Grapplefest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
whatever drugs they'd given him, he was just he was flying, man.
I'll have what he's having, because when Harry McKnight won, he got that leg lock himself, didn't he? Harry, his coach, has got a lot of nasty leg locks as well.
Yeah.
When he won, he ran over to Mark. I was like, bloody hell, he's back.
But no, listen, fair play to Mark. I saw that. No, I did see that. He was I think he started off with the seminar, and then now he's back training. He's obviously been having some light rolls and stuff like that, which, I mean, it's awesome to see. I know you especially were so happy to see him back on the match. Do you know what I mean? As you said,
I was relieved it wasn't nothing too serious, to be honest, because obviously with toe holds, and legs especially, like when something twists and pops, if it's 1 second away from like the rest of the tendons and ligaments going and all the soft tissue and all that, and I mean, he's a school teacher. He's a nice guy. He's very talented. I've seen him compete in other matches. Like, you don't want to see that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Nah, we'll definitely see him back. We'll see him back. Hopefully soon. As I say, he'll definitely be back on Grapplefest.
He was messaging me about a super fight on role models. Thinking, we'll have to get a super fight on role models, and I think his friend Adam Bennett as well. They were messaging me going, straight away. They was going, we'll come on role models. I'll have to speak to Leatherby, but Leatherby's insurance covers that.
Well, awesome guy, really awesome guy, and as you, proper gentleman. As you could have went, it could have been the other way where you were screaming and shouting, but proper gentleman.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Then what about you then? So Grapplefest 12 then. So obviously we know how you get call-ups. So obviously you put your name in, Chris pulls you up. So how did you find out then that you were going to be on Grapplefest 12?
It's similar sort of situation, to be honest. He asked, there's like a competitors group of people that have been on or are coming on and stuff like that. And he was like, who's available for this date? And I was like, well, I can do the criteria. Like, I've got the fans, I've got the excitement in my style and stuff like that. So if you need me, I'm here. And I didn't think I was going to be on, to be fair, because he started announcing matches like Couch and Brees and all of that, them sort of guys, like the main events, Livesy versus Pixley, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to be on this one. So I started like tapering down a bit, and like I was like, right, I've got Empire in a couple of weeks. I'll focus on that, and then whatever. And then I remember getting the message of Chris saying Sam Barker, and I was like, Sam Barker, that's familiar. Then I seen the picture of him all bloodied up against Tad, and I was like, shit, he's the psycho. He looks so unassuming. Like, he looks dead, like, he looks actually quite young and, like, fresh-faced.
He does.
Then when you watch him rolling, you're like, shit, he's a savage.
Awesome kid as well. I mean, as I've spoke to Sam a couple of times as well, and do you know what I mean? Again, just a really nice guy. Loves jiu-jitsu, just like yourself, and obviously everybody else I speak to just wants to go out there and just enjoy jiu-jitsu. I think as well, Sam went full-time recently, not long ago, where obviously again he'd given up his job, and obviously he's concentrating on coaching and stuff like that. So he was doing jiu-jitsu full-time, which is brilliant. I mean, that's the goal for most people. Especially if they're serious about jiu-jitsu, the goal is to eventually be able to do it full time and make some kind of living at it.
No, I need to speak to him about that, because I need some tips, because I want to do the same. But
yeah,
business management skills and stuff like that I need.
But it's definitely a great matchup, very evenly matched. I said the same thing to Sam. I was talking to Chris about it, and I was like, man, this is an awesome matchup. But that's the thing. I mean, we always say about Chris, he never puts on uneven matches. Do you know what I mean? You'll never see a matchup where, do you know what I mean? It's like, because even when the Daisy Fresh, do you know what I mean? You would see it in MMA all the time where, do you know what I mean? You'll have guys coming in with fucking 5-0 records up against a guy who's like 1-8. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're just like, why? But you'll not see that in jiu-jitsu. Do you know what I mean? Especially not on Grapplefest. As I said, everybody's quite evenly matched. And as I said, it's you and Sam, as the very, very same. It's a very evenly matched fight, and as I said, it's going to be exciting because both of you have got a crazy pace, man. You both got cardio for days. Do you know what I mean? So none of you two will get tired within that 10 minutes.
That's what we're hoping for, anyway.
Yes.
no, yeah. He does bring the heat. I watched him compete a couple of times. Like I said, at Empire while I was there, I was keeping a bit of an eye on him. Spoke to him at the event. He was sound. We're just gonna have a good go at it. I think that's what everyone who watches Grapplefest wants to see. I think that's why Chris comes back to us, because like he got fight of the night last time against a world champion. So you can't discredit him. You can't disrespect him. I've got to put everything into this sort of thing. So, and I know he doesn't want to have a broken foot. So, do you know what I mean? He's got to respect us. I know. He. I think he did say he respected us, but he was confident. But I just don't want him to get complacent. He'd be confident, not complacent.
Yeah. Nah, he did. He had a
good match.
He did have a lot of respectful words for you, so which is brilliant. As I say, that's what we love about jiu-jitsu. Had this been an MMA conversation, it would have been very, very different. But yeah,
who
jiu-jitsu.
The fuck is this guy?
Yeah. Who the fuck is this guy? Yeah, you'll do nothing. You'll do fucking nothing. So, and then what about you then? So obviously Grapplefest 12. Once you're done with that, what do you see yourself doing? Because I know when me and you first spoke before Grapplefest 10. One of your big kind of focuses, or one of your big kind of goals was to get on Grapplefest. So obviously you're now there, but this is going to be your third time on. So obviously you want to be on again, Grapplefest 13, 14, and so on and so on. But what else would you like to see yourself doing going forward, Ashley?
Grapplefest is always the goal, I think. I think the only other show that sort of rivals it is Polaris, but I think that's more like traditional, like BJJ, as opposed to like the submission grappling scene, and it's not like that same sort of atmosphere, I don't think. So to me, I think Grapplefest is the best thing I can be on at the minute. So I just want to put on a good performance against Sam. I'm on the Empire Invitational in June, the start of June. I think it's Adam Sully I got matched up against. So looking forward to that. And then I've got a couple of holidays booked in the summer, so I may miss the next Grapplefest, but I will be hitting the training hard back for autumn and winter months. And hopefully get back on. Yeah.
Nah, listen, we always love seeing you. So you're one of these guys that, as I say, very, very exciting to watch, very technical. And again, we talked about the pace, the cardio you've got. I mean, you'll roll for 10 minutes, then you'll be like, Chris, give me 5 minutes break, and I'll come back and I'll do another 10. So
that's what we like. We really like.
Yeah. So we absolutely love that. And then final thing for you then, Ashley. So again, the usual. Anybody you want to shout out to? So friends, family members, teammates, sponsors, anything like that.
Yeah. So this time it's still the same, pretty much. Horizon BJJ, all my team there. Role models BJJ. So David Leatherby, Rob Nutley. They support me in a lot of ways that they probably don't even realise. I got Alpha Male Barbers, JHJ Sports Therapy, Jade, sorts out all my niggles, aches and crap neck injuries and stuff. So then obviously my family, my friends, who all come support. The Rudely Massive, I think they're called. They've got some dentures in this time, so they ain't got fake teeth. Nice. Leatherby said the Rudely lot are a nice crew. They've got no teeth though. So no, everyone, the support's always amazing. I've sold out my tickets again, so we're coming to bring the noise and bring the pace and get a fight of the night, man. That's my goal, fight of the night.
Definitely.
Or at least
the good thing as well.
Of the night.
Yeah, well, listen, the good thing about Ashley's people, I mean, they come over and they took, because that night you took over a whole section of the very front part of the crowd. So because obviously when they've got the barriers, your guys were all around the. I think it was around the corner, or
Yeah.
just at the side to the corner. They were actually in bits that weren't. Some of them weren't supposed to be in because the security kept coming over and said,
Yeah.
"Let me see the colour of your band. Why are you standing here? You need to be on that side." So,
Yeah.
but they still managed to get to the front, which was absolutely unbelievable. So they do make a lot of noise.
They are nuisances, but they're my nuisances.
Yeah, no, that's no awesome people. And again, I got to speak to some of them as well, and they were coming over and were like, "Oh, listen, we enjoyed your interview with Ashley, and what did you think of the fight?" Do you know what I mean? And obviously, I've always got high words, high regards to say about you. So, so yeah, brilliant people, really, really nice people you've got behind you. So,
I
and we
appreciate
met your
that.
family as well. We met your family outside as well. So,
Yeah.
so we
Mama
were
Wag
getting.
and Dad Wag.
Yeah, we got to chat with them, and again, really, really nice people. So yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys again on the 21st, Ashley. So
Thank you
um,
very much, my friend. Are you going to be there again?
I think so. I'm trying to get. Well, I've got a wedding reception on the Saturday night,
Got
so
you.
I'm trying to get out of it. So
It's a
I'm
work thing.
hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping I'm going to be there, but I'll need to play it by ear. So I absolutely loved it. I mean, that last one was the first time I'd been there. I'd always watched the other ones on like Flow Grappling when they were on Flow Grappling. So that last one was the first time I'd actually been to one of the Grapplefest events in person. And yeah, I mean, I've never seen anything like it before.
Didn't disappoint, did it? It was amazing.
Yeah, I've been at a lot of different grappling events all over the UK and like Vegas and stuff like that. And but Grapplefest, just the atmosphere was something that I'd never experienced before, man. It was just madness. It was like an MMA, go to an MMA fight, and an MMA fight is like noisy and loud and stuff like that. And that was exactly the same as Grapplefest. Do you know what I mean? As soon as the fighters were coming out, people were going crazy. And normally, as you know, other events, whenever the grappling's going on, everything's quiet. Whereas
Yeah, it's dead.
Grapplefest, it was just fucking madness, but it was great. It was a great atmosphere. Everybody loved it. Everybody enjoyed themselves. There was no fighting, no arguing, and everybody was there just enjoying what they were watching. Which, as I said, it was definitely a very different atmosphere from anywhere else I'd ever been.
Yeah, I think that helps me as well. Like the support and stuff. Sometimes the anxiety of competing and stuff. It's like you step onto the mats and like there's no one. It's you and maybe your coach or maybe a teammate or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you look around and you see all your family and your friends, you're like, oh, I'm all right here. Like, and
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well, when after the first one, even when I lost, I went in the back and I was disappointed. I was like, oh, I've messed up my chances, this, that, and the other. And then everyone was like, dude, no one fucking cares that you lost. You got to that sort of point. So, I mean, the support I've had behind me since the very first day has been amazing. So I can only thank everyone for it. And they know I love them as well. So.
yeah. No, definitely. So guys, there we go. Then we're gonna have Ashley Wagg, Horizon BJJ, going to be on Grapplefest for the third time on Saturday, the 21st of May. Now, Fusion Nightclub, Fleet Street in Liverpool. As Ashley said, he's sold out his tickets. So anybody looking to get tickets to go and see Ashley, make sure you head over to Grapplefest Facebook page. Anybody that's not going to be at the event that night, Fight TV. The stream the first time they had Fight TV was for Grapplefest 11, and the stream was unbelievable. I mean, obviously the way they had everything set up and so on was brilliant. So get yourself Fight TV. And again, the best option, as I always said to everybody, is choose that annual subscription because it's the most cost efficient way of buying it. Because you might have, let's say, 4 or 5 Grapplefest events within a 12-month period, and each pay-per-view costs about $14.99. So it's more cost efficient going for that annual subscription. Plus, Fight TV is brilliant. I mean, it's got a lot of great stuff on it. So, Ashley, that's an absolute pleasure as always, buddy. I'm looking forward to obviously seeing what you're going to bring on the 21st of May again.
Thank you for having me on again, mate. It's always a pleasure.
No, listen, always love it, and give my love to all your people, buddy. And tell them
No
hopefully I'll
worries.
see them all soon. All right,
Yeah, man. I'll catch you soon.
take it easy, buddy. Thank you.
Nice one, bro. Thank you.